Alright, welcome. Mashujaa Day Celebrations kicked off at Uhuru Gardens in Nairobi on Thursday, led by President William Samoei Ruto, who was hosting his first National Day celebration as head of state. Chief Justice Martha Koome, Parliament Speakers Moses Masika Wetangula and Amason Kingi were among dignitaries gracing the celebrations. Mashujaa Day honors heroes who supported the country's independence struggle. It was renamed after the initial Kenyatta Day name was dropped following the coming into force of the 2010 Constitution to acknowledge the contribution of all independence fighters. The government also honors post-independence heroes who have contributed to national development in various sectors. Sharon Chepchumba from Nairobi followed that up, brings us this report.
Mashujaa Day celebration kicked off at Uhuru Gardens in Nairobi on Thursday, led by President William Ruto, who was hosting his first National Day celebration as head of state.
Mashujaa hoye! I am tremendously privileged to join you and our visitors today as we commemorate the 59th anniversary of Mashujaa Day. It is with great humility that I preside over this year's celebration for the first time as president, and I am humbled and grateful for the honor to be your leader.
President William Ruto has celebrated Kenyans for remaining united before, during and after the August 9th election. Ruto celebrated Kenyans as the real heroes while leading his first National Day celebration since assuming office.
I congratulate every citizen for their part in ensuring that the last general election was peaceful. I know of attempts at division, disunity, confusion, and even some who did everything in their power to entice and pressure our people to engage in criminal activity. But I also know that despite a competitive campaign period characterized by intense rivalry, Kenyans resolved in unison to remain peaceful, united, and compassionate. We set a new standard for ourselves: issue-based campaigns, transparent elections, and a peaceful outcome.
President William Ruto has once again vowed to protect the freedom of independent institutions. He said under his reign, there will be no interference with or any attempt to control direct independent institutions.
The institutional independence of the judiciary must be upheld at all times, and the independence of judges respected as the minimum gesture of the rule of law in Kenya. Ladies and gentlemen, the fight against corruption must be won. Our government intends to wage this fight and demonstrate its commitment to zero tolerance to corruption by making all public servants accountable and submit to the oversight of Parliament and other constitutionally mandated institutions. We are committed to the rule of law, fidelity to constitutional due process, and implementation of judicial decrees and orders. Most critically, under my administration, there shall be no interference with or any attempt to control, direct, or undermine independent institutions, including those in the justice, law, and order sector. The National Police Service, the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, the Judiciary, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission shall perform their duties independently and professionally, and likewise subject themselves to oversight by appropriate agencies. This is our vision for ensuring that the war on corruption is not itself corrupted by inappropriate interventions. I believe we can keep this country safe and secure without tormenting our people. We can efficiently and effectively suppress crime, monitor and disrupt and apprehend criminals without abducting, torturing, killing, or causing citizens to disappear. It is time to retire these terrible tactics and professionalize our criminal justice system.
On his part, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua recognized the country's tough economic situation, urging all leaders to join hands in working to better the living standard of people they represent.
Mr. President, I also wish to congratulate all the elected leaders in the just concluded elections and remind them that it is time to deliver. We cannot afford to waste a single minute. We know Kenyans are suffering, and no more talk. It is now time to work.
Mashujaa Day honors heroes who supported the country's independence struggle.
We solemnly observe this important day every year in order for us to reflect upon where we have come from as a nation. We mark this day to consider the troubled road we trod through, the sorrowful wilderness of cruel colonial injustice, and the price that we paid in blood, toil, anguish, and death for us to be a free people. We take this opportunity to also celebrate the histories of our heroes and heroines who sacrificed valiantly in our freedom struggle, their character, and most particularly and importantly, the values and principles which inspired, sustained, and vindicated them so that we may emulate them by leading lives worthy of their sacrifice.
Maisha Prime, Maisha Television, I'm Sharon Chepchumba.